still miss you, Nick.
How you doing, Nick? Talcott's in there. They're waiting. How'd it go?
She misses me.
Boy, when that girl mates, it's for life.
All right, let's start. Harrigan.
Well, we got 31 stab wounds, neck and the chest. No usable prints, no forcible entry, nothing missing. No prints on the ice pick either. You can pick it up at any Kmart. The scarf was Hermes. It's expensive. They sell about 20,000 a year worldwide.
Thought it was cocaine. High quality, high content. He inhaled it. There were minute quantities on his lips and penis. Mr. Bosley's $5 million, no direct survivors, no criminal record. Liked his drugs, he liked his girls, he liked his rock and roll.
He liked the mayor too, right?
What about his girlfriend?
Is she relevant here? Is she a suspect?
She's a suspect.
On what basis?
Girlfriend, Catherine Trammell, age 30. No priors, no convictions. Magna cum laude at Berkeley, 1983. Double major, literature and psychology. Daughter, sole survivor Marvin and Elaine Trammell, killed in a boating accident, 1979. Catherine Trammell, sole heir. Estimated assets, $110 million.
You're shitting me.
Formerly engaged to Manuel Vasquez, deceased.
Whoa. Manny Vasquez?
Manny Vasquez, former middleweight contender, killed in the ring, Atlantic City, 1984.
I love it. She's got $100 million. She fucks fighters and rock and roll stars, and she's got a degree in screwing people's heads.
You forgot about her degree in literature. She's a writer. She published a novel last year under a pen name. Want to know what it's about? It's about a retired rock and roll star who gets murdered by his girlfriend.
Page 67, cowboy. You know how she does the boyfriend? With an ice pick. In bed, his hands tied with a white silk scarf.
Dr. Garner?
I've asked Dr. Lamont to consult with us. This isn't really my turf. Dr. Lamont teaches the pathology of psychopathic behavior at Stanford and is also a member of the Justice Department Psychological Profile Team. Dr. Lamont.
I see two possibilities. One, the person who wrote this book is your murderer and acted out the killing described in ritualistic, literal detail. Two, someone who wants to harm the writer read the book and enacted the killing described to incriminate her.
Well, what if the writer did it, then what are we dealing with?
You're dealing with a devious, diabolical mind. You see, this book had to have been written at least 6 months, maybe even years, before it was published, which means that the writer had to have at least planned the crime in the subconscious back then. Now, the fact that she carried it out indicates psychopathic obsessive behavior in terms not only of the killing itself, but also in terms of the applied advanced defense mechanism.
You know, sometimes I can't tell shit from Shinola, Doc. What was all that you just said?
She intended the book to be her alibi.
Correct.
She's going to say, do you think I'd be dumb enough to kill anyone in the exact way I described in my book? I wouldn't do that because then I know I'd be the suspect.
So what if it's not the writer? What if it's someone who read the book?
You're dealing then with someone so obsessed that he or she is willing to kill an irrelevant and innocent victim in order to place the blame on the person who wrote that book. I'm talking about a deep-seated obsessional hatred and an utter lack of respect for human life.
So we got a once-in-a-lifetime, top-of-the-line Looney Tune the way you cut it. That's what you're saying, right, Doc?
You're dealing with someone very dangerous and very ill.
Come on. You know there's no case here. You've got no physical evidence.
She hasn't got an alibi.
Okay, she hasn't got an alibi. She hasn't got a motive either. Believe me. Her defense would just beat us to death with this copycat thing. Anybody who read the book could have done it.
So what do you want to do now?
Nothing. We call her in for questioning.
She's got enough money to burn this whole department
She
down.
was the last person seen with the guy, Captain Talcott. I'll take the responsibility.
It's yours.
It won't do any good. She'll just waltz in with some superstar lawyer who'll get us all canned for wasting the taxpayers' money.
That's exactly what she'll do.
No, she won't. I don't think she'll hide behind anybody. I don't think she's going to hide at all.
And she's as crazy as you are, Curran.
You know what to say. Takes one to know one.
Miss Trammell, we'd like you to come downtown to answer a few questions for us.
Are you arresting me?
That's the way you want to play it.
Could I change into something more appropriate? It'll only take a minute. Come on in. Make yourself comfortable. I'll be right back.
Yes.
How long is this going to take?
I don't know. You always keep old newspapers around?
Only when they make interesting reading. I'm ready.
You have the right to an attorney.
Why would I need an attorney? Do you have a cigarette?
I don't smoke.
Yes, you do.
I quit.
Congratulations.
Thought you didn't have any cigarettes.
Oh, I found some in my pocket. Would you like one?
I told you I quit.
It won't last.
You working on another book?
Yes, I am.
It must really be something making stuff up all the time.
Yeah, it teaches you to lie.
How's that?
You make stuff up. It has to be believable. It's called suspension of disbelief.
I like that. Suspension of disbelief.
What's your new book about?
A detective. He falls for the wrong woman.
What happens?
She kills it.
I'm John Corelli, Mr. Trammell, Assistant District Attorney. I have to inform you this session's being taped. This is Captain Talcott
My pleasure.
and Lieutenant Walker.
Hi. Can we get you anything? A cup of coffee?
No, thank you.
Are your attorneys going to join us?
Miss Trammell has waived her rights to an attorney.
Did I miss something?
I told him that you wouldn't want an attorney present.
Why have you waived your right to an attorney, Mr. Mel?
Why did you think I wouldn't want one?
I told him you wouldn't want to hide.
I have nothing to hide.
There's no smoking in this building, Miss Trammell.
What are you going to do? Charge me with smoking?
Would you tell us the nature of your relationship with Mr. Boz?
I had sex with him for about 1.5 years. I liked having sex with him. He wasn't afraid of experimenting. I like men like that. Men who give me pleasure. He gave me a lot of pleasure.
You ever engage in any sadomasochistic activity?
Exactly what did you have in mind, Mr. Corelli?
You ever tie him up?
No.
You never tied him up.
No. Johnny liked to use his hands too much. I like hands and fingers.
You describe a white silk scarf in your book.
I've always had a fondness for white silk scarves. They're good for all occasions.
But you said you liked men to use their hands, didn't you?
No, I said I liked Johnny to use his hands. I don't make any rules, Nick. I go with the flow.
Did you kill Mr. Boz, Miss Trammell?
I'd have to be pretty stupid to write a book about killing and then kill somebody the way I described it in my book. I'd be announcing myself as the killer. I'm not stupid.
We know you're not stupid, Miss Trammell.
Maybe that's what you're counting on to get you off the hook.
Writing the book gives you an alibi.
Yes, it does, doesn't it? The answer's no. I didn't kill him.
Do you use drugs, Miss Trammell?
Sometimes.
You ever use drugs with Mr. Boz?
Sure.
What kind of drugs?
Cocaine? Have you ever fucked on cocaine, Nick? It's nice.
You like playing games, don't you?
I have a degree in psychology. It goes with the church. Games are fun.
What about boxing? That's a game. Is that fun, too?
I don't think that's relevant to this inquiry.
Boxing was fun till Manny died.
How'd you feel when he died?
I loved him. It hurt.
How'd you feel when I told you Johnny Boz had died?
I felt like someone had read my book and was playing a game.
But it didn't hurt,
No,
because you didn't love him,
that's right.
even though you were fucking.
You still get the pleasure. Didn't you ever fuck anybody else when you were married, Nick?
How'd you know he was married?
Maybe I was just guessing. What difference does it make? Would you like a cigarette, Nick?
You two know each other?
No.
No.
How'd you meet Mr. Boz?
I wanted to write a book about the murder of a retired rock and roll star. I went down to his club, I picked him up, and I had sex with him.
You didn't feel anything for him, you just had sex with him for your book.
In the beginning. Then I got to like what he did for me.
That's pretty cold, ain't it, lady?
I'm a writer. I use people for what I write. Let the world beware. You want me to take a lie detector test?
Wait here, please.
No blips, no blood pressure variations, no pulse variants. Either she's telling the truth or I've never seen anyone like her.
I guess that settles it.
She's lying.
Forget it. You can fool me. You cannot fool the machine.
Trust me, it can be done.
And what makes you such an expert?
Because I know people who've done it.
Thanks for coming in, Mr. Mel. Sorry to inconvenience you.
Could someone give me a ride home?
Sure.
Here.
Want to get a drink?